Check for over-allocation of resources by examining the information column on the extreme left of the MS Project program for the presence of red men icons. Investigate the over-allocation further by depressing the Gantt chart icon on the top left of the screen and selecting either the resource sheet or resource usage option from the drop-down menu. Here the over-allocation of resources can be resolved in one of three ways. 1. Increase the number of resources in the Resource Sheet tab. 2. Proceed to the Resource Usage sheet, and check for over-allocation in terms of hours. Over-allocation can be identified by being highlighted in red. From here, select the Gantt chart icon and choose Gantt chart from the drop-down menu. Select the appropriate activity in the task name column, and proceed to click on the relevant cell in the resource name column. Select a different value from the drop-down menu in the units column by changing a resource from 100% to 50%. This allocate a resource. Spend half his time on this activity instead of all of it on this activity. In other words, he is free to carry out another activity. 3. Change the time durations in the estimated time column of the PERT program, and click Save. Note this overrides the inbuilt formula for estimated time, which takes account of worst, most likely and best case time values. It should be noted that any changes made, in terms of resource usage, must also be manually changed in the inventory. Click Save when complete. When a risk actually occurs, as the project progresses, it will have impact on the cost of a project. To demonstrate this, change the status of the risk by navigating to the risk register, and select Yes in the relevant cell for the Has Risk Occurred column. Close MS Project as it is. Save all the other programs, and reopen the MS Project program, ensuring all links are enabled. Upon reopening of project, it can be seen that duration has been extended. Change the status date. Click on the Update Project icon and select OK. Then save. Close the program and reopen. Agree to the automatic updates. Navigate to the Project tab. Click on the Visual Reports icon at the top of the page. Select the Earned Value Over Time option. Ensure to select days on the drop-down list. Upon opening, a straight line graph should be present. To inspect actual situation, open the Assignment Usage with Air tab at the bottom of the spreadsheet. Expand all of the tabs, then return to Chart 1, where the actual earned value over time is displayed. Here the green represents actual cost, the red represents planned value, and the blue represents earned value. At this point, the graph can be saved to a desired location. Now that we have the system working, it is important to understand the tasks that are being carried out. We can do this by looking at various parts of the software packages. For example, the inventory displays information, such as cost per activity, the cumulative cost, the charge, if the rate is adjustable, etc. If the rate is adjustable, the user can choose from 3 possible options on the drop-down list. These options include Yes Increase, Yes Decrease, or just simply No. The selection here will have a direct effect on the rate adjustment column as well as the price being charged column. Note, the rate adjustment values are automatically filled out based on user input in the Dashboard tab of this spreadsheet, which will be discussed later. On the Dashboard tab, cost comparison can be made, which compares cost and cost plus profit. The margin of profit is displayed graphically, and in the finance section the user can input the percent profit desires, the rate adjustment increase and the rate adjustment decrease. These two options will have an effect on the price being charged in the inventory. The cost analysis graph displays the comparison between the cost of each activity in blue and the price being charged. In cases where undercharging occur, these are activities which are unavoidable, whereas the activities which are overcharged are opportunities to charge a premium for extras. The financial schedule is an indicator when cash flow will be exhausted, due to the accumulation of costs as the project progresses. The graph is interactive and is dependent on inputs in the financial arrangements table. The red line represents cash available and the blue line represents cumulative costs. To demonstrate the application of the financial schedule, proceed to the financial arrangements. Here, the user can input when they receive money for an activity and indeed how much they receive also. From this, the user will be able to see from the graph just when they'll need to acquire more funding. Repeat as required to plan the cash flow and save the data. From here, the user will be able to determine when they need more funding when the red line goes across the x-axis. Proceed to the risk register to see if the extension of time is granted. The user can also look at costs of each risk as well as the mitigation measures involved. Not only this, but the user can also view the contingency measures. If the risk does occur, this acts as a standard operating procedure for how to manage the risk. Navigating to the dashboard of the risk register, the percentage occurrence of risk is demonstrated in the top graphic. The second graphic displays the cost of the risks which occurred. To identify the high-risk work packages, scroll down to the percentage risk allocation pie chart. In this instance, G and H are the riskiest. Proceed to the per program dashboard tab, and examine the duration per activity graph, to observe actual duration for each activity displayed in red and anticipated duration displayed in blue. In this example it shows that work package A is behind schedule. The percentage complete for each activity which is entered in the PERT program is displayed in the percent complete for each activity graph. In project cash flow reports among others can be generated by clicking on the Visual Reports tab at the top of the screen, and selecting Cash Flow Reports from the menu, then pressing View. As previously carried out, open the Task Usage tab, then open each individual tab. Return to the Chart 1 sheet to observe the graph. Save as required. To perform EVM, go to Project, go to Task, click on Gantt Chart and select Gantt Chart from the drop-down menu. Right-click on the top left corner of the screen, and select More Tables at the bottom of the drop-down menu. Select Earned Value from the dialog box and click Apply to display the values. Here, the user can look at things like planned value, actual cost, earned value as well as cost and schedule variance. This concludes the software package for the contractor. Now proceed to the next video in the series to find out how to operate the client's software.